ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, fans and acquaintances, so on and so forth. I don't want to get mixed up here with all the names that I'm bringing up so far. But yes, I am excited to be with you here this morning on Pstars Radio. The time is now 10:23. For those of you who may not know me, I am your host. The name is Brother Ricky, and yeah, like I started with last Friday, please, for all of you who may be watching at the moment, I don't know if you want to comment through Facebook Live or comment through YouTube, because I am live on both. As of now, I'm live on YouTube and on Facebook. So if you want to let me know, please feel free to let me know. How are you doing today? How is your mental health doing for you so far? Because I know we're just starting the day off. It's a lovely morning, pretty breezy outside, right? Wherever you may be at the moment, it may be cold for you. It may not be. Granted, we are entering into the winter season so far, but you know it is a little bit chilly, at least for me where I'm at. But again, please tell me, how are you doing in this fine Friday morning? Is your mental health okay? Is your physical health okay? Is everything okay for you so far? Because I'm going to tell you this right now. Everything is going perfectly well for me. And I am grateful and humble to be here with you this morning, because for those of you who may not be aware of this, which I think you should be, not everybody gets the chance to see another day, right? I mean, if you were here today, right, it's grace that has been given to you by God to allow you to be here. I can say the same for myself as well, right? It is grace given to me by God, which has allowed me to be here with you this morning. Please excuse me for a minute. One moment. One moment. Sorry. But yes, how are you doing so far? How is your mental health? How is your physical health? How are you doing in general, right? I hope you're all doing good so far. I hope you are doing okay, because I'm doing okay, and I hope that you are all doing okay as well. Now, I would like to begin with this. Now, I did bring up last Friday that I would be talking, or I would be getting deeper into the ins and outs and the tweaks of how the Emirates Cup will be working for this year's in-season NBA tournament, right? And I'm coming here with a little bit of insight on what it's going to look like, right? So let me start off with this, right? So for both regions, or for both for both the East and the West side of the NBA, they're going to be doing a group play. It's something that they called a group play for the Emirates Cup tournament, right? And how they're doing it is, for both sides, there's going to be 3 groups, right? So, for example, for the East side, right, there's going to be East A, East B, and East C. And then for the West, it's going to be the same exact way, right? West A, West B, and West C. And for these groups, they're going to be groups of 5, right? Groups of 5 for each group, and they're going to be doing a group play-in, right, up until they reach the point of the knockout rounds, and then advance to the semifinals, and then advance to the finals of the Emirates Cup, right? So all 3 teams are going to be participating in this group play-in. I mean, they have to, right? But again, it's going to be groups of 5 for each group: East A, East B, East C, and then West A, West B, West C. And so how this is going to go is, whoever has the most wins out of each group during the duration of the group play-in, right, there will be 8 teams that will be advancing to the knockout rounds. That's how it will go, right? So 8 teams will advance to the knockout rounds, and then what they'll do from there is it's going to be a single knockout round game, right? It's not gonna be exactly how it goes for like the playoff rounds of the NBA finals or the finals, right, of the NBA, where you have 7 games for each team to know who would advance to the finals, right? It's not going to be the same way for the Emirates Cup. For the knockout rounds, it will be only one match, right? It will be win or go home. It's a one game win or go home match. Whoever loses during the knockout rounds will be eliminated, obviously, and then the last 4 teams will be going on to the semifinals, right? And then again, it's going to be the same thing, a win or go home match, one round, and then whoever wins from those 4 teams, 2 teams will be advancing to the finals rounds of the Emirates Cup. So that's how it's going to go so far. I don't know if you guys are catching on to this or, you're catching the drift, but that's how it's going to look so far for the Emirates Cup, right? It's going to be a group play-in, then the knockout rounds, semifinals, and then the finals. That's how it's going to go. So tonight, we're still in the group play-in so far as of tonight, but it won't be long until we reach the knockout rounds, because it's going to be in December, where we will have the semifinals, and the finals are also going to be on December as well. So it's not too far off. It's going to be here in just like a snap of a finger, just like that. So we're still in the group play-ins right now so far, but once we're finished with the group play-ins, we advance to the knockout rounds. Then after the knockout rounds, we go to the semifinals. Then after the semifinals, then we go to the finals. That's how it's going to go. So again, let me know your thoughts. Who do you think will take this year's NBA Emirates Cup for 2024-2025? Last year, again, like I brought before, was the Los Angeles Lakers as they defeated the Indiana Pacers. This year is a whole new year, whole different group, well, not different group, but new players added into the NBA. So let me know your thoughts. Who do you think will take this year's NBA Emirates Cup? I think, and I brought this up last time, I think the Warriors might go for this one. I might be wrong. I might be right. Who knows? But I'm a Warriors fan, as you all may know, right? So yeah, that's what it's gonna go. That's what it's gonna look like so far. The semifinals will take place December 14th, and the finals of the Emirates Cup will take place December 17th. So like I told you, it won't be very long until we reach those days where we know who's going to be the champions of the Emirates Cup NBA. All right, so it won't be too long until we find that out. Moving on, the Cavs. It is with a heavy heart. Let me start off with that. It is with a heavy heart that the Cavs have took their first loss after having a win streak of 15-0. Ladies and gentlemen, I brought this up last Friday. The Cavs came in with the 15-0 run, starting off on this NBA season. Now, that's a crazy run. I think they're the 4th team that's done that so far, aside from other teams in the past. But they had a 15-0 run until the Celtics have tragically, and I say this with a heavy heart again, the Celtics have tragically ended their win streak, now giving the Cavs their first 16-1 loss of the NBA season. They're 16-1 now. Granted, if they won this match against the Celtics, they would have kept going on for I believe a 17-0 run. But unfortunately, the Celtics put a stop to that. But they are still sitting in the top of the Eastern Conference so far at the number 1 seed. So yeah, man, and the Celtics are sitting right below them. The Celtics have a 12-3 run for the start off of the NBA season. But listen, because I spoke about this with a friend before, I believe at work, and I brought this up to their attention that if any team is going to be the one to put the stop to the Cavs winning multiple games without having a loss, it's going to be the Boston Celtics. Because again, I keep bringing this up, the Boston Celtics has the greatest team as of now. As of now, the Boston Celtics has the best team as of now. I keep reiterating that. But I knew that at some point the Celtics were going to be the one to put a stop to the Cavs and their win streak. If not the Cavs, not the Cavs, if not the Celtics, it probably would have been the Warriors. It probably would have been the Warriors because, you know, we Warriors out here, man. Golden State Warriors for life. But yeah, the Cavs officially had their win streak snatched from their grips by the Celtics, which now has them at a 16-1 lead, and the Cavs have a 16-1 lead, and the Celtics have a 12-3 lead. So Cavs right now are sitting at the first seed of the East, and Boston Celtics are sitting on the second seed of the East. Of the East. Of the East. All right, so there's that for you so far. And then we have Paul George of the Philadelphia 76ers, who will be out for 2 games due to an injury with a bone bruise on his left knee. Now, I got to say this. I am very much so worried. I think I'm very worried for Paul George because I think he's so injury prone. If you guys know what I mean, like I don't know, like he's catching injuries left and right like it's so easy, and it's kind of worrying me about how things will turn out because he's not a stranger to this. Paul George is not a stranger to receiving injury after injury after injury, and it gets me so worried. The amount of videos that I see about him and his close calls to like him almost snapping his legs or I don't know, man. I just think again, I don't know. Like, I get so worried when I see this guy catching injuries left and right because I remember one of his injuries that he had when he played for the Pacers, which ended up having his bone, I think, dislocated. I think his right ankle. I don't know. It was crazy. It was insane. Anybody that has a stomach to watch it, go see it for yourselves. But if you don't have the stomach to watch it, then I advise you not watch it because it's all over YouTube with him catching so many injuries in the NBA. If he's not careful enough, it could end up being a point where he might have to end up retiring soon, which I hope he doesn't because I think he still has more to offer or more to bring to the league. You know, I don't think he's at the age to retire as of yet. Granted, it's all up to him as to what he wants to do with his career, but I think it'll be too soon for him to retire, and these injuries that he's catching could force him to retire. And I just hope that he's, you know, managing that as much as possible so that he's able to mitigate the risks of him catching injuries left, right, front, center, all over the place. So, again, he will be out for 2 games due to a bone bruise on his left knee. And then we have Luka Doncic of the Dallas Mavericks, who will also be out for a few games as well. The duration of how many absences he will have for the game is unknown, but he's reportedly going to be out due to a wrist strain injury, right? Granted, you know, we need his wrists, you know, activated and working properly because, you know, Luka Doncic is a very prominent shooter, a lights-out shooter, a crazy shooter from three-point range. And with his wrist giving issues and troubles, it's not going to be very good for him or beneficial for him to be out on the floor shooting bricks, air balls, and all that other stuff, right? So hopefully he can get his injury situated out, healed properly and effectively so that he can get back to the game and do what he does best, which is drop three-pointers, making three-pointers rain left and right from half court, from three-point range, from field goals, wherever. Hopefully he heals up with that wrist injury, and we will be hearing more from him. Excuse me. Another injury that is happening as well is an injury from the player DeAnthony Melton. The name goes by DeAnthony Melton, and he is of the Golden State Warriors, who will be, unfortunately, he'll be out of the team for the rest of the season. He will not be playing for the rest of the season due to a torn ACL. Now, anybody who's an athlete, or anybody who has been an athlete, now I'm an athlete, but I've never experienced an injury from the ACL. But from all the people that I know or friends that I've known who has had injuries in the ACL, it is not a pleasant experience. It is horrendous. The injury, the amount of pain, the pain that you receive from a torn ACL is no joke. Anybody that's been in sports, anybody who's experienced this kind of injury will tell you. Again, I haven't experienced this injury myself, but what I hear from a lot of friends and peers who've played in sports who've had this kind of injury, they will tell you that it is no joke. And it's unfortunate, and it's heartbreaking, because I can tell this may have been a heartbreaking experience for DeAnthony Melton to know that he will be out for the rest of the season, because of this injury. And granted, it's for the best, because again, an injury like this is no joke, and I wish him the best, and I hope he gets better, and I hope he heals from this. But an ACL injury is no joke, people. It is absolutely no joke, and it is a pain, an egregious amount of pain that, a lot of people just won't or can't be able to handle. But again, I wish him the best. I hope he heals, and I hope he gets better. But his stats so far, as he's making his exit from the team, his stats so far for the Golden State Warriors is 10.3 points per game, 3.3 rebounds per game, 2.8 assists per game, and he's shot 40.7% from field goal. So these were his stats as of now, before he's made his exit from the Golden State Warriors. And granted, it would have been it definitely would have been more than this had it not been for his injury, but that's what his stats are looking like as of now. 10.3 points per game, 3.3 rebounds per game, 2.8 assists per game, and 40.7% from field goal. So that's what it's looking like for him. And again, I wish him the best of luck. I hope he heals properly, and I hope he's able to make a comeback again for the next NBA season happening in 2025 to 2026. Moving on from the injury updates, we have something of a surprise. Well, not a surprise for me. I mean, I'm not really surprised about this, but Russell Westbrook has officially made 200 triple-doubles of his entire season in the NBA. Again, I am not surprised. Russell Westbrook is a raw talent type of player. And I'm saying crazy, beast. And it's like, I kind of knew this would happen. He's sitting side by side with Nikola Jokic as one of the players to drop in the most triple-doubles. Because, again, Russell Westbrook is a very, very competitive player. He has that dog mentality in him, where every game that he goes out to play is like his last game. Every game he plays is like his last game, like literally. And so with him officially dropping 200 career triple-doubles of his entire career, it's very much so not a surprise for me. Because this is something that I would have expected from him, like, last season, playing with the Clippers. You know what I mean? Because, again, he's just that dominant of a player. And so congratulations to Russell Westbrook, officially making 200 triple-doubles of his entire career. And granted, you have to expect more coming into the future, because that's just the type of player that Russell Westbrook is. He is that kind of player who's going to be delivering every single game. Whether he wins or loses, he will be out there delivering every single game. And I'm talking about on a competition level. He's a competitor. He is a beast in the court, and he will not stop being a beast until he ends up retiring from the NBA. So again, shout out to Russell Westbrook, and congratulations to him. And yeah, expect more from this. Him and Nikola Jokic for the Denver Nuggets. Expect more from this. The Golden State Warriors, listen, I'm gonna keep it honest with you because I keep bringing them up every single time. They're doing as better as I expected, as good as I expected, despite us losing Klay Thompson and him not playing for the Dallas Mavericks. The Golden State Warriors are sitting first. They have the first seed in the West. The Golden State Warriors. Now, for all the haters listening, let me tell you, man. Granted, we are still in the beginning to the middle of the NBA season, but listen, man, I see us going all the way to the finals. Again, I seem a bit too optimistic here, but I don't care. I said what I said. I see the Warriors going to the finals, man. I can definitely see it. Right now, we're sitting at 11. If I'm not mistaken, we're sitting at 11-3. 11-3 in the West, first seed, and I believe the OKC Thunders are right on top of us. A young core, a young group of players who also have an amazing amount of talent with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Jalen Williams and everybody else on that team. An amazing group of players sitting right below us where they should be because, the Golden State Warriors are always on top and we will always be on top. Again, mark my words, man. Mark my words. Before Curry retires, man, he's going to get a 5th ring. Mark my words, man. Listen, man. I don't care what the haters. I don't care what the haters got to say. Whatever you haters got to say, that don't got nothing to do with us, to do with me, and to do with the Warriors. We're getting another ring. Mark my words, people. But yeah, Golden State Warriors are sitting first on the West as of now with 11-3. And granted, you should expect more because we're going to come with more as the year goes by. Now, moving on from that, we have the Kia Rookie of the Year race with the top 3 contenders being Jared McCain of the Philadelphia 76ers, Jalen Williams of the Memphis Grizzlies, and Dalton Connect of the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, if you were to ask me, granted, all 3 of these players right now that I've just listed are all very, very talented. Very talented individuals. They've been putting on a show for the fans. They've been putting on, competition after competition after competition every single game, every single matchup. But if you were to ask me and who I think will win this year's Rookie of the Year, I would have to go with Dalton Connect. Dalton Connect of the Los Angeles Lakers, because this man has been on fire, beast mode, doing his thing. The Los Angeles Lakers were very, very, very smart to take this player from the NBA in the NBA draft because every other team for some reason decided to overlook this player. Dalton Connect is a very, very nice shooter from 3-point range. He is a sharpshooter. He is a sniper from long range. And the Los Angeles Lakers were very smart to pick up this individual because the stats that he's putting up is crazy. Now, I don't have the stats with me so far, but I will come with those stats for each of these individual players next Friday for you. But if I were to guess who would win this year's Rookie of the Year, it would have to go to I would choose Dalton Connect. Dalton Connect will be the one. And this is a guess. This is my assumption of who I think will win. This isn't who is winning. I'm not giving you the results of who won because we don't have the results of that yet. That will come at the end of the NBA season. But again, this is who I think will win. And I think Dalton Connect will be the one to take this year's Kia Rookie of the Year awards for 2024-2025. Let me know who you think will take it. Do you think Jared McCain will take it? Do you think Jalen Williams will take it? Granted, the ladder will be it will be shifting, because again we're still at the beginning of the NBA season, right? Or towards the middle of the NBA season. So it will be shifting here and there. So the names that I've listed out for you now won't still be there. It may or may not still be there. Who knows? It depends on the competition and it depends on what these individual players do as they continue to go on into the NBA season, right? So it's not fixed. It's not static. The names will keep changing. But again, this is who I think will take this year's Rookie of the Year. But again, I want to know what you guys think about who will be taking this year's Rookie of the Year awards, right? I think it'll be Dalton Connect. You may not think the same. You might think Jared McCain will take it. You might think Jalen Williams will take it. But whichever the case, or whoever the case, let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. But yeah, that will be that for so far. And then FAU will be having their last home football game tomorrow versus Charlotte. Now, I will be there. I have to be there for a class, right? Because I'm a part of a sports production crew where we will be filming for CBS Sports or ESPN. I'm not exactly which sports channel we will be filming for, but I will be there. If you'll be there, I hope to see you there as well. But it will be their last home game of the season for 2024, and I don't know. I want to have high spirits or high hopes that we will take this win tomorrow. Excuse me. Because honestly, the last couple of home games that they've had were very, very disappointing, at least to me, right? But I would like to think or hope that the FAU will be coming out on top tomorrow. But that will be the matchup. It will be FAU versus Charlotte happening tomorrow at 3 p.m. And so for those of you that are watching that are FAU students or people that have gone to FAU before, tune in, see who will take this year's or who will take the win for this game between FAU and Charlotte. Again, I hope it's FAU, but I don't want to get my hopes up way too much than I need to. But yeah, that will be the game for tomorrow. Is an FAU football game between FAU and Charlotte at 3 p.m. Now, I'll give you the matchup for tonight's NBA games, and tonight will be the group play-in, right? Like I brought up before, we're in a group play-in as of now, and we're gonna give you, or I'm gonna give you tonight's matchup for the group play-in, and the matchups will be the Brooklyn Nets, who will be going up against the Philadelphia 76ers, the Boston Celtics going up against the Washington Wizards. The Golden State Warriors will be going up against the New Orleans Pelicans. The Portland Trailblazers will be going up against the Houston Rockets. Atlanta Hawks will be going up against the Chicago Bulls. The Indiana Pacers will be going up against the Milwaukee Bucks. The Dallas Mavericks will be going up against the Denver Nuggets. And then finally, the Sacramento Kings will be going up against the Los Angeles Clippers. These will be your matchup for tonight's group play-in. And as per usual, I will leave you all with a Bible verse of the day. And this Bible verse will be coming from John 3, verses 16. Again, the Bible verse of the day will be coming from John chapter 3, verses 16. And it reads, For God so loved the world, that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Please allow me to read that for you one more time. For God so loved the world, that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Ladies and gentlemen, we all have absolutely no clue when we will leave this world someday. But make no mistake, we all have a day where we will leave this world someday. All of us. There is no escaping death. Death is at the corner of everybody. Death does not discriminate, whether it's grown folks, children, babies, whoever. Death will come for all of us. And so, while we are still alive, while we are still breathing, You are. I would be a fool to not bring this up to you. But if you haven't already, take the time to accept Jesus Christ in your life as your personal Savior. Believe that He is your personal Savior. Believe that Jesus came in this world to die on the cross for you. And the minute you do this, the minute you accept with all your heart, not just saying this with your mouth, right? But believing what you're saying with all your heart, believing that Jesus was the one who died on the cross for not just my sins, not just your sins, but the sins of the entire world. Accept this and believe this in your life, and understand this, that you will have everlasting life. You will have everlasting life. Because again, we don't know when we will die, but make no mistake, we all will die someday. But before we do that, take the chance, take the time here to accept and believe what Jesus has done for you, because He has done it for me. And I believe it with my entire being, with my entire heart, that Jesus has died for my sins. And not only my sins, but for the sins of the world. And so I wish and I hope that you all believe it the same way as well for yourselves, for your lives, for your own lives, and for your family. I hope and truly pray that you reflect on this and that you believe this for yourself as well. Okay, so I love you all again, and I will see you all again on the same time next Friday, or on the same time, 10:20, 10:25, around the same time. And yeah, I love you all, and I'll see you all again next Friday. Bye.